Good morning! So I'm starting a new D&D campaign this week, and we're playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So I'm super excited about that, and just wanted to share my character creation process with you. And yeah, let's get started. Aside from the fact that, quick plug, these two stickers are by me, and you can find them on my Redbubble shop. So I already did some sketches of this character. Their name is Sinikka, and they are a wild magic sorcerer herringon. So they are a hare. I am not beating the furry allegations. Yeah, so this is just a sketch of their full body character. I already did some other sketches of Sinikka previously in my other sketchbook that I'll be putting up on screen right now. But this is a more updated version of their design. So I did a portrait of them and put some of the mushrooms that they are so addicted to. Magic mushrooms, which, abusing them, Sinikka became a wild magic sorcerer. And then I did a small sketch of them in which their magic goes wild, which is the main mechanic of the wild magic sorcerer. And yeah, I'll be sharing my character creation process with you, from making the actual character sheet to designing the character and choosing the colors for their design. Enjoy! Okay, so now for actually filling in my character sheet. I'm going to be doing this in my files because I prefer the basic fillable character sheet option to D&D Beyond or Roll20. I have used those before as well, but I find them to be pretty limiting, especially D&D Beyond in terms of like options for what you can actually do. So first of all, I named this character Sinikka, as I may have mentioned previously, which means blue in Finnish. And their nickname is actually Sinikka, which is bluebird, or blueted rather, in Russian. And their nickname is Nick. They are a herringon, which is a wild beyond the witchlight, or rather Feywild race. And they are chaotic neutral, both since they are essentially Fey, as you will find out more about them soon. They are certainly the most chaotic, one of the most chaotic people you would find. For their background, I ended up choosing Witchlight Hand, which is a background specific to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, which is what we are playing. And they are a wild magic sorcerer. Nick's lore is quite funny in the being wild magic sorcerer, in that they quite literally abused magic mushrooms and became a drug addict, to the point where the abuse of the magic mushrooms caused them to become a wild magic sorcerer. So yeah, that's fun. Okay, so we're playing by milestone. Okay, then I rolled these stats earlier, so I'm just gonna put them in now. Of course, I lean more into charisma and constitution for this character, since they are a charisma spellcaster. I will just be doing the most basic things for this character sheet, and I will be finishing it later. Their speed is 30 feet, since they are a herringon. And the armor class. The armor class, which is 10 plus their dexterity modifier. To get your modifiers, ability modifiers, you basically just take away 10 and divide by 2. So in this case, it is 12. Soon. First we're gonna do, on to features and traits. First of all, just taking from the fact that they are a level 1 wild magic sorcerer, we have the features. Spellcasting, which gives me 4 cantrips at first level and 2 spells. Sorcerer's Origin, which is wild magic sorcerer in this case, which means that they became a wild magic sorcerer from just unknown natural source. Wild Magic Surge, which is the most fun feature of this character and of the class in general, is that when you roll a spell, your DM can have you roll a d20 to see if you get a Wild Magic Surge, and if you do, you roll a d100 on the Wild Magic Surge table, which I'm actually making myself in this case, with my girlfriend helping me. And yeah, some fun things can happen from me turning blue to, I don't know, summoning a Tarask. Tides of Chaos, which essentially just allows me to reroll, if I remember correctly, on certain rolls. And their feature, this campaign we're playing in like a mix of D&D 5e and the 2024 version, aka 5.5e. So I'm mainly using 5e character creation rules, but since we are also using 5e rules, I technically get a feature from the background, and my DM assigned me crafter because of Sinikka's role in the Witchlight Carnival. Because basically Sinikka ended up at the Witchlight Carnival at a teenage age because their parents kicked them out of their house after their drug addiction and multiple wild magic surges, and they were met by Durlagron, which I'm actually gonna put into the bonds, as well as Mr. Light, who is one of the runners of the Witchlight Carnival. So he got picked up by Durlagron and then ended up running the big top extravaganza with her for a while, until a few months ago she ended up retiring because she lost her cub and leaving Sinikka in charge essentially of the big top extravaganza. But yeah, the crafter feature just comes from them helping run the carnival behind the scenes and such. I put that in the wrong box. Let me fix that. Yeah. Okay. And the crafter feature, which gives you proficiency with 3 tools. And the ones I ended up choosing are carpenter's tools, weaver's tools, and woodcarver's tools. Because from what I'm working on in their backstory right now, one of their parents, their mom possibly, used to be a woodcarver and or carpenter. So yeah, that is it. And also, from the Witchlight Hand background, I also get the carnival fixture, which means I basically get free food and bedding at the carnival. Then we go to bonds and ideals, personality traits. For Nick, I chose the haunted by Fey laughter option because they are kind of slowly going insane. They're progressively going insane. And a little ADHD. Because, let's be honest, they kind of are. They are the living representation of ADHD. And for their ideals, they put everything in life as constantly changing and fluid. Because Nick, believes in that. That's one of his main ideals, really. Tea break. I have chamomile and honey tea today. Good morning. As you can hear, I'm still a little under the weather from last week, but it seems to get getting better, so. And the flaws, they are drug addicts. I cannot say that is their greatest trait. And they have a very poor sense of time. Possibly related to the ADHD? Ha, who knows? Another feature is discount from the crafter feat. It just basically means you get a 20% discount on any non-magical items that you get. Then also I'm going to put in the race features, which are hair trigger, just added reaction time essentially. Lucky footwork, which lets you re-roll certain rolls, which technically I already get from Tide of Chaos, and Rabbit Hut, which basically just jump. Great way to describe it. Go Yuri. Yep. They speak Common and Sylvan due to being a Harengon and being in the Feywild. And then for other things they have on we have the mandolin, which comes from, which fun fact, I actually got a mandolin this Christmas from my girlfriend, and that is may and may not be the reason why they are proficient in mandolin. And that's for weapons. We just have daggers, and other such things. And from also their background in being a witchlight hand, as you can see, I have a pretty not very linear way, I guess, of making character feats. I don't know if people genuinely do them linearly. I certainly do not. But yeah, you get proficiencies from your background, which in this case are performance and sleight of hand. Okay, so I fixed some things in the character sheet, and this part is pretty much done, and I just have the spells left, so I'm gonna explain. I went through them and chose them. I'm gonna explain why I chose which one. So, first of all, for the cantrips, I went with Mage Hand, very typical one. Lets you create a Mage Hand, essentially, that lets you do simple tasks, but can be super useful pretty much in any situation. I almost always take Mage Hand when playing spellcasting classes, and it does not disappoint, so. Then we have Prestidigitation, which Nick would have definitely used for show running, and is basically creating some kind of small effects, like a minor magical trick, such as a smell or a small shower of sparks or a sound or something, which will have been useful in many shows. We have Minor Illusion, which also for the same reason would have been useful for NA shows, but it's different since Prestidigitation is more of a physical thing. And Sorcerer's Burst, which is kind of similar to Fireball, but it has more flavor, and it causes different types of damage. And then for my two levels, I chose Spell 5 Flare, because it felt very chaotic and type of thing that Nick would have. And Color Spray, which is very, again, like, chaotic, but also kind of fun, and it's like colored bright light and whatnot. So yeah, that is pretty much my character sheet done enough for session 1. And as you saw throughout this video, I've been working on the actual colors for Nick's design. I originally envisioned them with mainly purple colors, hence you will see a lot of purple in these designs. Though I also wanted to try out blue because their name means blue in Finnish. as I mentioned previously. I also did a yellow and red version because with the fur type that I did there, I thought it would match pretty well. And these are the original 4 colors, or rather color designs that I chose. And then I ended up deciding to go for the purple and more indigo colors and trying them out with the 2 fur types that I like best. In the end, I ended up going with the white fur with black accents and purple outfit because it is the one that felt the most like Nick. And as mentioned previously, I made a custom wild magic surge table with my girlfriend. There are 100 possible wild magic surges, and we did this in about a week before the first session. So it was quite fun brainstorming these. A lot of them are very unhinged. I still need to run them past the DM, and for sure some of them will have to get changed. But for now, I'm gonna read out some of my favorites to you just to show you just how chaotic this character can be. We have a buttery medium-sized purple worm with a bong and butterfly wings appears in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of the target. It is friendly towards the target but is a pacifist, so it will not attack anyone, only defend itself. The target's weapon turns into pixie dust. This effect is irreversible. You cast Fireball instead of the intended spell. You turn purple when hit for the next 1d6 rounds. Yeah, a lot of these are like super unhinged, and they range from like both the caster and target. The caster and target fuse like Steven Universe gems the next time they touch each other, becoming one person. They revert back after 1 hour. Yeah, it can affect both the caster and the target, or the area, or like the spell itself either works and something different happens, or it doesn't work, or the opposite of the spell happens. That kind of thing. The target grows 1 extra finger. Caster and target swap sizes. It's like, you can read through these if you want. I will leave them on screen for a while. But yeah, they're pretty fun to do, and I can't wait to see which ones actually come up in the campaign. I'll see how this campaign goes, and I might mention Nick again in the future or the campaign itself. But for now, thank you for joining me for the creation of this character, and do subscribe to stay updated on any of my many characters. Thank you for sticking around, and have a nice day.